Yesterday, Cloudflare announced that they rebuilt a drop-in replacement of Next.js with AI in 1 week. I do recommend you read this blog post. It is super groovy and gets into some of the reasons why you might want to go ahead and do this when it comes to deploying Next.js. They've got numbers for production, build time, and client bundle size. This groovy project is called vinext. It is, like I mentioned, a drop-in replacement of the Next.js API, but it's re-implemented on Vite. And why I'm interested is that I can now use this to go ahead and run my Next.js projects on Gadget, potentially. This is very experimental, so I'm not going to go ahead and say this will 100% work for you, but I will just kind of talk about my process and show off an app. So I do have a Gadget app here. I'm using GGG to bring it down locally. I did just use Claude Code to do this. But if I pop open my sample app here, like this is just the Gadget starter. Normally we give you React Router built on Vite, but I've converted this app to use vinext instead. So you can see auth is built in. I've got this signed in route. Let's take a look at the app a little bit. Not much has changed from the default Gadget starter. So you are still getting your full stack app. Gadget's providing you all the infrastructure and cloud development environments. So you do get Postgres, you get a Node backend, and now I've got a vinext front end. And if I take a look at my package.json file to start, you can see I've got my vinext dependency down here. There is no trace of React Router, and there are no other Next dependencies. I did foolishly name my Gadget project vinext, so I do get a couple more hits there, but we can manage that, alas. And there we go. Like I've got my full stack Gadget project. I can go ahead and add data models to my Postgres database. We're auto-generating that API client for you, and then I can go ahead and call it from my web front end. So the web folder is still there. But you can see instead I am using a page router. And if I actually go to my sign in page, you can see, I am using my use user Gadget hook. So my API client is hooked up already. Everything is authenticated, multi-tenant. And in this case, I'm just pulling user information. You can see that's just getting this info down here. And that's it. The only other thing that might be worth looking at, once again, experimental. My Vite config changed. I still have my Gadget plugin. I've got this vinext plugin. I have this pass through so that auth works properly. This isn't fully baked. Once again, experimental. And finally, Tailwind. And really, that's all the changes. So what does the process look like? If you do want to try this out yourself, most of the instructions are just coming right from the vinext repo or the blog post. What I did is generated a fresh Next.js app. I downloaded the Cloudflare vinext skill and just asked Claude to go ahead and migrate the project to vinext and then tested it locally, and it worked great. Once I did that, I told Claude to just, hey, reference this vinext app. I actually copied it into my Gadget app directory and asked it to convert my fresh Gadget app. If you are converting your own Next.js app, you still probably want to follow these skills. You still probably want to go ahead and follow at least 1 to 4, and then just use an agent to go ahead and replace a Gadget default. If you do already have an auth implementation or things like that, there may be some sort of migration process that you need to go through in order to use Gadget's auth. But if you are just interested in using Next.js, running through these steps might give you a starter template so you can actually use Next or use the Next API. You're actually using vinext in your Gadget projects. If you have any questions, hit me up. Always happy to chat about this. If you want to see more information or actually get access to the code I generated, that's cool too. Happy to share it.